So the Rams went into Chicago and beat the Bears 20-17 in overtime. And all I can think about is Caleb Williams. I feel like he stole the show on Sunday night. He just completely stole the show. And he's done that a lot this year. He really has. But this was another level. Really purely based off of that throw. That was by far one of the craziest throws I've ever seen in my life. Arguably, maybe the best throw I've ever seen in my life. Again, backtracking, having to set your feet, still somehow getting it to commit. I don't know what the defensive back was doing. Just ridiculous stuff that you're never going to see again in your life. Appreciate this. Bears fans especially, obviously I know you guys lost, but still. This is stuff you're never going to see. I mean, this is the closest thing I've ever seen since, prime Aaron Rodgers and prime Mahomes. Well, Mahomes is still in his prime in my opinion, but you guys know what I mean. When Mahomes came onto the scene, this is what it looks like. This is what it feels like. And again, I'm just so impressed with Caleb Williams. He just outdid himself again. I mean, last week I was geeking out about the Adunze throw on fourth down, and he does it again on fourth down to tie to go to overtime. Just ridiculous. This quarterback is just ridiculous. I think his ceiling is so high. I think he's already a top 10 quarterback. Really, my biggest complaint with Caleb Williams, I guess, moving forward is just Caleb Williams needs to learn to, number one, take the freaking layups and don't miss them. So many throws I feel like Caleb just errs by 5 to 10 yards a little too high. Just take the throw. Just take it and actually hit it. So he's got to work on his accuracy because obviously we can see the arm talent, but it almost seems like he makes plays better when out of structure, which is a great trait. But when you're in the pocket and you're sitting there and we need you to make the throw, I can't have you err it by 5 to 10 yards. It's just unacceptable. If he can clean those two things up, I think he's in a really good spot. But that's really how I feel about Caleb moving forward. Again, this guy has an arm that not many have ever had in their lifetime. It's one of the best NFL arms I've ever seen in my life, like I said. And I'm just so excited to see what this guy does with Ben Johnson. I think this is something a lot of franchises should be moving closer towards, but you want to get a guy that calls plays and then get him with the right quarterback. It keeps the engine moving. It keeps it going, keeps the train going, anything, whatever analogy you want to say. Anything else wrong could be going wrong in your franchise, but at least you have your quarterback and at least you have a real play caller, and that's what the Bears have. And that's why I just think that they are set up for sustained success as long as you continue to make the proper roster moves, and obviously Ben Johnson gets better as a coach, and Caleb Williams continues to develop. I don't see why this team can't be players every year because you have those two. And again, when we look back at dynasties, we look at Belichick and we look at Tom Brady. Mahomes we look at with Andy Reid. Even when you're really looking back in the day, I didn't watch them, but you look at Dallas with I guess they did switch a head coach after they got rid of Jimmy Johnson, but still, you had Troy Aikman, you had Walsh, and you had Montana. You had continuity between the quarterback and the head coach. And again, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I just think if you're a Chicago Bears fan, again, you got to be sad that you missed this opportunity because, this isn't something that the franchise is used to historically, but you have those two things, and you got to feel really good about that moving forward. More about the game itself. Two things that really surprised me. Number one, again, Chicago, I guess it can't fully be a surprise because they did it the week before. God, Chicago, man, some of these times they're just throwing points away, whether it's, again, just not trying to kick field goals early in the game in the red zone, pushing the ball way too much in overtime that resulted in the pick where DJ Moore didn't run the route correctly. But again, why are you even trying to be that aggressive in the first place? And in my opinion, that falls on Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. So the offensive woes in the red zone and really just how good the defense played. They held Puka Nacua under 60 yards. Devontae Adams was held to 24 yards. This was not some crazy offensive game for the Rams. Stafford didn't even throw a touchdown. He didn't even throw a touchdown. So I'm just very impressed. Again, the Bears got four sacks as well. The Bears defense did their job. And again, everyone was thinking this was going to be some crazy shootout. But mind you, it was the Bears offense that really costed them. And that's what's just so crazy about football. You never know how it's going to go. And again, credit to the Rams for actually going into Chicago in that environment and shutting up the fans. They got to win. And really, honestly, I know McVay's getting some flag for it, but he was being a little conservative. But at times, I don't necessarily hate it because you're coaching against a guy that's ultra aggressive, which is fine when it works. But is there going to be a point where he kind of outdoes himself? And he did with some of those play calls at the end and really throughout the game. And the Rams got it done. They're going to be going to Seattle. So, again, congrats to the Rams for actually doing it. But I think the main story coming out of this game has by far been the Bears. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just my, I guess, infatuation with Caleb Williams as a quarterback. I'm not sure. But it just feels like more people are talking about the Bears in that play than the Rams actually going to the NFC Championship. We'll see how the Rams do next week in Seattle. Again, the third time playing now in 1 year. This is going to be very interesting. But again, we'll talk about that more in the week. I kind of just wanted to put out a little video because I was just like, yo, this game was wild in itself. There's almost too many big plays to really focus on. But I just think my main takeaway had to be, even in a game where he throws three interceptions, Caleb Williams, again, has stolen the show. That throw is something you're never going to forget. I'm never forgetting that play. It's one of the best throws, if not the best throw I've ever seen in my life. Just ridiculous stuff. So people, please appreciate the level of quarterback play that we're seeing right now from this kid and how much better that this kid can get. There is another level that this kid can hit, and I really hope he does because I think it's just going to be even better for the sport. I think it's going to make the sport more entertaining. It's just only going to be a good thing for the NFL. All right, that's all I had in this video. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like. If you're interested in any NFL content, feel free to subscribe. We're going to be continuing to break down the NFL playoffs. Leave your thoughts down below on the game, Caleb Williams in general, anything. I will be looking for those in the comments. My TikTok will be in the description down below. And if you made it this far in the video, I greatly appreciate you. And I will see you on the next one. Peace, guys.